Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today in biochemistry lecture series I will be discussing about protein structure. Okay, so what is protein? We know that protein is nothing but a chain of amino acid. Chain of amino acid connected by peptide bonds. Okay, this chain of amino acids connected by peptide bonds forms a polypeptide. This polypeptide is folded into secondary structure, then tertiary and quaternary structure. We know that the tertiary and the quaternary structure of the protein is the active form of the protein. Okay, so let's first understand what is the primary structure of protein. Okay, in my previous class I have discussed about peptide bonds and how peptide bonds are formed between two amino acids, and these forming of several peptide bonds between multiple amino acids, that are 22 types of protein forming amino acids, forms a peptide. Of different combinations of amino acids forms different types of peptides. These peptides ultimately folded into active proteins, biologically active proteins. Okay, so let's first understand what is the primary structure. There are four structures: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. The primary structure or 1 degree structure of protein is nothing but this chain of amino acids. This chain of unbranched amino acids connected by peptide bonds is the primary structure of protein. Okay, so primary structure is a linear structure. It is unbranched and the amino acids are only connected by peptide bonds. There is no additional bonding. This primary structure of protein is not active. This polypeptide, the primary structure of protein, that is the polypeptide, is non-functional. It is inactive. Okay, the activity will come when the protein goes into tertiary or the quaternary structure. Okay, so the primary structure of protein is quite simple. It is nothing but the chain of amino acids. This is an unbranched structure formed by peptide bonds. Okay, now comes the secondary structure of protein. Secondary or 2 degree structure. Okay, the secondary or 2 degree structure of protein is formed by the folding of the primary structure of protein. So the chain of unbranched amino acid, that is the polypeptide, is folded into secondary structure. Now depending on the folding and bonding, there are two major types of secondary structures. That is, the first is the alpha helix and the second is the beta pleated sheet. Okay, there is also a third type of secondary structure, that is called turns. Okay, so let's first understand what is the alpha helix. That is the first type of secondary structure. This is an structure, this is an alpha helix. Here we can see that it is a coiled structure. So what is alpha helix? Alpha helix is a rod-like structure which is formed by the helical conformation of the amino acid chain. That is, the primary structure is here folded into an helical conformation. So alpha helix is a helical structure. Okay, so this is a helical structure. Okay, this helical structure is composed of turns. This is a turn, this is another turn, this is another turn. Okay, this is another turn, this is another turn. These are turns. Now each turn of alpha helix consists of 3.6 amino acids. Okay, so each turn consists of 3.6 amino acid. Okay. Now rise per turn, that is pitch or rise per turn is, that is this rise is 0.54 nanometer or 5.4 Armstrong. We know that 1 nanometer is equal to 10 Armstrong. Okay. So 0.54 nanometer is equal to 5.4 Armstrong. So here we can see that each turn has a rise of 5.4 Armstrong and it has 3.6 amino acid. So the distance between two adjacent amino acid will be 5.4 by 3.6, that is 1.5 Armstrong or 0.15 nanometer. Okay. So here we can see that the alpha helix consists of 3.6 amino acids per turn. Each turn has a rise of 5.4 Armstrong. As a result, the distance between two adjacent amino acid will be 1.5 Armstrong or 0.15 nanometer. Okay. Now there are two types of alpha helices that, depending on the rotation, they are right-handed and left-handed alpha helix. Okay. The right-handed alpha helix, that is the clockwise alpha helix, is energetically more favored than the left-handed or the counterclockwise rotation alpha helix. As the right-handed alpha helix is more energetically favored than the left-handed alpha helix, we can see that in most of the biologically natural proteins, the amino acid conformation, that is the secondary structure of the protein, is in right-handed alpha helical form. Okay. The left-handed alpha helical form is not found that often, like that we find right-handed alpha helix. Okay. Now here we can see there is an hydrogen bond. The alpha helical conformation is stabilized by intra-chain hydrogen bond. Intra-chain, that means the hydrogen bond is formed between atoms of the same chain. Okay. This hydrogen bond is formed between the carbonyl oxygen, that is C double bond O, this oxygen, the oxygen of the carbonyl group in n number amino acid, and the hydrogen of the amino group of the n plus 4 number amino acid. Okay. So in each turn, suppose this is the n number amino acid, the n number amino acids carbonyl group forms hydrogen bond with the n, suppose this is n plus 1, n plus 2, n plus 3, this is n plus 4. So the carbonyl group of the n number amino acid and the amino group of the n plus 4 number amino acid is bonded by an hydrogen bond. This intrachain hydrogen bond stabilizes the alpha helical structure. Okay. Now the hydrogen bond covers total 13 atoms. So each turn has 3.6 amino acids and has 13 atoms. Okay. So each turn of alpha helix has 13 atoms and 3.6 amino acid. As a result, the alpha helix is also called 3.613 helix. Okay. So the alpha helix is also called 3.613 helix because each turn of alpha helix has 3.6 amino acids and 13 atoms, which is hydrogen bonded. Okay. The hydrogen bond is formed between the n number and the n plus 4 number amino acids. Okay. So this is the alpha helix structure. Now let's understand the second type of secondary structure, that is the beta pleated sheet. Beta pleated sheet. So What is beta pleated sheet? From the name it is quite evident that it is not a helical structure, rather it is a fully extended structure. Okay, the beta pleated sheet is formed when two or more polypeptide chains line side by side, like this, side by side, or like this, side by side. Okay, when two or more polypeptide chains lying side by side, okay, then each polypeptide chain is called a beta strand. Okay, each polypeptide chain is called a beta strand, like this, like this. These are beta strands. Okay, now there are two types. Just like alpha helix, there are also two types of beta pleated sheet. One is the anti-parallel and the other is the parallel beta pleated sheet. Okay, now what is the difference between parallel and anti-parallel? In parallel beta pleated sheet, we can see that this is a structure of a parallel beta pleated sheet. This is anti-parallel. Okay, and this is parallel beta pleated sheet. In parallel beta pleated sheet, what happens when two different polypeptide chains lying side by side, then the two beta pleated sheets are parallel. What happens that the two different polypeptide chains line side by side in the same direction. As a result, the two beta strands are in parallel conformation. This is the structure of a parallel beta pleated sheet. In case of anti-parallel beta pleated sheet, what happens when a single polypeptide chain makes a turn and stands side by side? Suppose this, first it is the chain is going like this, then it makes a turn, then again come back like this. Okay, so when a single polypeptide chain makes a turn and line side by side like two different beta strands, then the structure is called anti-parallel, because the two strands are in different direction. This strand is in this direction and this strand is in this direction. Okay, now we have found that the anti-parallel beta pleated sheet is more stable than the parallel beta pleated sheet. Why? Because in anti-parallel beta pleated sheet, the hydrogen bonds, that is the interchain hydrogen bonds between the two beta strands, is shorter and collinear. These are collinear, the two beta strands are collinear and shorter. The bond distance or the bond length is shorter. As it is shorter, it is more stronger. While in case of parallel beta pleated sheets, the hydrogen bonds are not collinear and the bond lengths are longer. They are haphazard and longer. As a as a result, the strength of the hydrogen bond is weaker in parallel beta pleated sheet. So we find that the anti-parallel beta sheet is more stable than parallel beta sheet. Okay, we have mentioned in alpha helix that the distance between two adjacent amino acid was 1.5 Armstrong. Here in beta pleated sheet, the distance between two amino acid is 3.5 Armstrong. Okay, between two adjacent amino acid, the distance is 3.5 Armstrong. The beta pleated sheet is a sheet or a fully extended structure. It is also like a zigzag structure. Okay, so we have understood about the alpha helix. The right-handed alpha helix is more energetically favored and thus more stable than the left-handed alpha helix, and in case of beta pleated sheet, the anti-parallel beta pleated sheet is more stable than the parallel form of beta pleated sheet. Now is the last type of secondary structure. We call it the turn. This turn is the third type of secondary structure. Okay, what is turn? Suppose this is an example of a turn. Okay, so what is turn? In globular proteins, the polypeptide chain folds several times. This folding is allowed due to the presence of the third type of secondary structure, that is the turn. Okay, this turn is a U-shaped structure. Here we can see it is like a U-shaped structure. This U-shaped structure, which consists of 3 to 5 amino acids. Okay, suppose this is the structure of a turn. Okay, now there are two terminal amino acids. Here is a terminal amino acid and here is another terminal amino acids. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 amino acids. Suppose. Okay, now the turn structure is stabilized by an intra-chain hydrogen bond which is formed between the two terminal amino acids. So this is the hydrogen bond. Okay, the hydrogen bond is formed between two terminal amino acid. One is the donor amino acid and the other is the recipient amino acid. Okay, now on the basis of hydrogen bond formation, there are three types of turns. These are alpha, beta and gamma. Three types of turns. Okay, now coming to the types of turns, before that let's understand what type of amino acids are found in turns. The turns are richly comprised of glycine and proline. Okay, why these two types of amino acids are richly present in turns? Because the glycine has short side chain. Due to the presence of shorter side chain, it does not hinder the formation of turn. That is, it does not hinder the carving of the polypeptide chain into U shape. Okay, and proline has a built-in bend character. What? It is called built-in bend. Built-in bend. Okay, so the proline has a built-in bend character which allows the polypeptide chain to make a U shape. Okay, so glycine and proline are richly present in turns. Okay, now there are three types of turn: alpha, beta and gamma. The alpha turn is formed when the hydrogen bond between the recipient and between the donor and the recipient amino acid, the hydrogen bond is formed. The two amino acids are separated by 4 amino acid. Okay, so in case of alpha turns, the recipient and the donor amino acids are separated by 4 amino acid. 4 amino acid. In case of beta turn, the hydrogen bond forming 2 amino acids are separated by 3 amino acid, and in case of gamma turn, the hydrogen bond forming 2 amino acids, these 2 amino acids are separated by 2 amino acid. Okay, remember that the beta turn is the most common type of turn. So this beta turn is found in most of the polypeptide foldings, or polypeptide turns are mostly beta turns. Okay, so today I have discussed about alpha turn, primary structure and secondary structure of protein. In secondary structure, I have discussed in detail the alpha helix, 2 types of alpha helix, the beta pleated sheet, it is also of 2 types, and the third type of secondary structure called turns. Okay, in my next video I will discuss about the tertiary structure and the quaternary structure of protein. If you have any doubt about this class lecture, then please leave comment and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel Study with Snehashish for regular biology lectures in both English and Bengali. Thank you.